Yes. So it says here Trump appeals to Kim and risks seeing nuclear South Korea. When you think about it, the United States has adversaries, and if the U.S. president is warming up to their adversaries, is that a good thing or a bad thing? If you got a guy who's your enemy, right, who's historically an enemy of the United States, somehow, through some show of diplomacy, you guys can have friendly relationships. I have to see that as a positive, but at the same time, I'm a little bit worried about this one. If I do a very superficial take on this one, I just go, both rich guys, both got sent out to boarding school. I think Kim went to boarding school in Switzerland. Donald Trump went to boarding school in the United States. I think it was a military one. And they're both rich guys. They kind of get it. They like, conducting their affairs through kind of an authoritarian lens. Whatever. So they understand each other, I guess. I don't know. So great, this paywall. But the broader question is that the Koreans right now might be a little worried. Like you say, we're gonna cut down military exercise in South Korea. Okay, great. And do I care? No. But the thing is about that. He's like, we waste so much money here. We don't have to waste it. You know why? Because I'm buddies with Kim. He's like, all right, whatever. But, if that is accompanied by, for example, Donald Trump, through his charisma and his statecraft and his inherent, knack for diplomacy goes up to Kim. Yeah, Kim, why don't we get a little gesture of goodwill between, North Korea and South Korea, right? Let's make something happen, some little cultural, little something, right? Because, I don't think there has to be these many military exercises because I know deep down you're a pacifist at heart, and you want North Korea and South Korea to prosper, and for them to be friendly towards each other, right? Right. It's an armistice, right? But whatever, man. Let's see how anything like that. No, not really. So, when he goes, Kim, you're my buddy in South Korea. No, you're not. South Korea is a little bit like, oh boy, because they kind of need them for defense purposes. That's why they're there. But it's not like we waste all this money on these guys. We get nothing back. Wrong. Power projection. They get they got their bases there. They can project force wherever they want, and for strategic purposes, it's in their favor. It's not like they're getting nothing out of the deal, right? So, it's great that he wears his, he keeps his feelings on his sleeves. I don't know. He's honest at least to some degree about the people he likes, the people he doesn't like, whatever. But when you think about it from a strategic lens, are you going to alienate your closest ally in that region? Besides Japan, I don't know. From the amount of money that's been poured in Japan into the United States to alleviate tariffs, it kind of feels like a shakedown. Like kind of like those racketeering guys, that like those mob bosses. We're gonna shake it down for some money. I don't know. It's I'm guessing the Japanese aren't happy with the MAGA guys right now. The way they like to conduct the business, it's not. It doesn't seem. What's the right word for it? Honorable, like tasteful, like I don't even know what the right word is for it. So Donald Trump's like, yeah, we're buddies, we're buddies. We don't need that many military exercises. But, you accompany that by a gesture of goodwill from the North Korean government. Say, hey, yeah, since we're buddies, man, I know you're my buddy. That's why we're going to get a little some start together with South Korea. You guys, man, just to show that, deep down, there's no hate. It's all